Welcome back to Slow Readers Anonymous, where we buy more books than we can read in a lifetime. How y'all doing? It's your girl Coley Cole. It is now July 14th. The clips are from me going on a tangent on July 6th. And so this is the day after I did the previous vlog of starting my TBR and how I like to open up my TBR and see what is most exciting to me at the time. So today we are going to do like a little mid-month like wrap up, if you will, or mid-month check-in. So strap on in, let's get into it and roll a clip. Head into the library. Pretty trees out here. Okay, so apparently I didn't know, but your library card can expire. So I am here to renew it. Isn't she cute? Cute little thing. Uh-oh. Should have anticipated this. VHSs. What? DVDs. One of the favorite students, he loves DVDs. And he says, DVDs. I love his excitement for it's the little things that gets him excited. Why not? Quran. Okay. we're doing, like I said, a mid-month check-in or wrap-up, if you will. So we're gonna go over the books that I've completed, stuff that I DNF'd, and you know, what I've listened to or what I'm still in the middle of. So right now we are technically on July 14th at 9:30 this evening. So tell me why I have read not a thing today. Well, scratch that. I listened to a little bit of my Audible requirement of 5 minutes, but I've done like 2 chapters on the way to pick up the kid from work. So I did that. But other than that, for the past couple days, I haven't really been reading like I'm supposed to. So here's one thing that I did DNF. I know for sure that was on the TBR. I can't remember all the things because I picked like 23 books. And so I did DNF How Far I Go because I was listening to it because it is third person. And I had it at the library and I really wasn't feeling it. It's like now I'm at the point of I'd rather watch the Disney movies versus listening to it or reading it with my eyeballs. Only because it feels too young for me, and you know, if I want to go back and feel a little nostalgic about things, then I'll go ahead and pull up Disney Plus. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. So I didn't grow up on Moana, so therefore I had no desire to listen to it for that long and or read it with my eyeballs. So this picks up, I'm not sure if you guys watched the movie, like towards the tail end where Moana and what? Oh boy, you're welcome, guy. Mr. You're welcome. Taka. Hold, please. Lord. Well, as soon as I opened the book, I remember the name Maui. And so this is where Moana and Maui goes like towards the tail end, getting ready to put the heart back into the volcano Tafiti type area, that person, the goddess, and trying to put the heart back in. This is where this was in the battle of it. So this begins where that is all that is going on. So instead of her being able to actually get the heart back into its place and everything is well again, this is where, what if she fails? So like she fails in that ending of the movie, you know what I mean? So this picks up like right in the middle of all that stuff, because it's basically because she wasn't listening to Maui. She, typical teenage girl, and she like, look, I got this, I'm good. Maui told her like, wait, let me help you out, let me do this is why you brought me here. And she was like, I know what I'm doing, I know everything, okay, because I'm a teen, okay. And then things go wrong, and it goes from that journey from there where all things hit the fan. And so now she's all, I should have listened to Maui, oh my goodness. And that's not my vibe. No longer want to read that. So I DNF'd. There was a couple of other books that I DNF'd from the from my TBR, but I went ahead and turned them in to Second and Charles, because Second and Charles did the little bird call. They said caw, and they said from I think July 3rd to the 13th they were giving 50% more in store credit. So I went ahead and turned in a bunch of books, even some off of my red shelf that I said I wanted to keep at the time. And I was like, ooh, I think I want to keep this, but then I'm not so sure now. So I went through and I was like, some of these ones can come off the shelf. So I went ahead and turned it in and ended up getting $84 for $84.04. And then I showed you the haul in my last vlog. Anyhow, I did some of that. And then let's see, I guess we can move on to the completed things. I wrote those down. So I completed Open Water first because I needed to do a little cleaning, and I went on a tangent and I went ahead and listened to the rest of that, and I told you guys earlier in another vlog, I believe, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. Open Water, I believe is written in verse, and I don't do too well with those type of books, first of all. Second of all, the audiobook, it's written by a Black Brit, and it's told by a Black Brit, if you will, I'm not sure. But anyway, the narrator, as he was reading it, it felt a little monotone to me. It kept, so this is what you do. And she went over here to the water, and then she went to this, and then that, and then when it did this, and then when it did that. And it was very monotone. So I was like, not my jam either. Nixing it. So I had it on Audible, and I used the Audible credit already, so therefore I did, however, get it part of the 2-for-1, and I'll show you the second one I got as far as a 2-for-1 type of deal, 2-for-1 credit. So I already used the credit on it, so therefore I had to complete it. So that was only 3-star for me, in my opinion. It was a 3-star. Then I completed Kingmaker. I went on a straight binge. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna finish this today. The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. I have the second book, which is a bear called the Rebel King in the series. So I guess their story continues. But this one is about a the male main character is the son of a big oil tycoon exec type of dude, and the son, which is the main character, is a tree hugger, if you will. That's what they kept using him as the term as for him. And the FMC is an activist. She is a half black, half Native American woman. She's Apache, and she goes around to all the different tribes in America and in other countries, and tries to help protest the taking of their land and things like that. And so they met one night when he was hoodwinked by his dad to, take it along to the thing. Hold, please. What was I saying? My mom was trying to say goodnight. Hold on, I'm starting to sound like a man. The strawberry ginger ale? So good. Anyhow, so they get together and then they separate, and then they get together and they separate. It's like the ebb and flow of their relationship and how life keeps bringing them back together. And it's not like too much drama filled of the reason why they keep coming together and things. So the first time they met, it was at a protest, and I told you the guy got hoodwinked into going to the thing on the airplane with his dad. He's like, look, I'm trying to talk to you, we trying to visit, we trying to rap, whatever. And so he gets on the plane, and it ends up, he's like, where are you taking me? So it's a protest to do against a pipeline that the father was doing on a sacred ground. And so she was 17, and they go to jail. This is all in the first chapter. And she's like, he's so great. He just finished his bachelor's or master's. He just finished his master's in college. So he was like, ooh, baby girl is 17. Can't do it. Ain't trying. So they meet again 4 years later, and they just so happen to meet up in a different country. And he was like, oh, you ain't 17 no more. Okay, and then it goes from there. Really good, really good. Then I completed the Red Pyramid because, you know, Libby, they be like all in your business. And like, oh, someone wants to read this book, blah, 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 blah. So, hopefully you can. That was Sunny Boy this time. No one wants to come see me until I start the record. Why? Anyhow, The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. Riordan. What? You know I will tell a person's name. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Anyhow, this one I rated 4 stars. I don't know if I told you it was 5 stars for Kennedy Ryan, the Kingmaker. 4 stars for this, only because it was really good. I would even go as far as like 4.75 if Goodreads allowed you to do that. But I do have Storygraph, so therefore, I gave it a 4.75. I reserved 5 stars for things that I would read again. This, however, I would not read again. So, I mean, it was good, but it's rather thick for the first book in the series, and you know, it was good, but it wasn't like read me again good. And this follows 2 kids who end up being magical, kind of like the same lines of Percy Jackson, yet this is more of Egyptian lore. Obviously, the Red Pyramid, and how the pharaohs were all descendants, or the blood of a pharaoh will get you to be able to host a god. And so therefore, the family that they have, you know, all this stuff comes together. If you want to read it, cool. If not, even cool. So I did that. And then, so these were on my list. And then, okay, so I did another 5-star. I'll put the picture of the book up there at some point. But the title reads like, did I tell you what happened? No, girl, what had happened? And I didn't tell you about that time that I got drunk and you did a love potion at a werewolf. That's how that whole book reads. Like, this is like a good time. I didn't tell you a story. This is what had happened, girl. Let me give you the tape. Like, this is what had happened. And it gets spicy. And it's good. 5 stars. I love Miss Fleming. I can't remember her name. Oh, Kimberly Fleming, or Kimberly Lemming. And that book was, it's always a good time. It's a good time, and it's fantasy. It gets you out your head, gets you out the world, you know. There's always a whole bunch of crap going on, and it's nice to just get your brain somewhere else, and it helps to just zone out. You know what I mean? Anyhow, I read that one. That was 5 stars. And I had to give it back to my aunt, so therefore that's why it's not on my shelf. And then after that, I went on a little tangent. And I ended up listening to King of Ashes by S.R.A. Cosby. So freaking good. 5 stars. This is staying on my shelf. Okay? Okay, this dude is the MMC, main character. Lives outside of this small town. He moved to Atlanta and he knows how to make money. He's like the money man. He's like almost your fixer, but more financial fixer and advisor and things like that. So he knows how to move money around, you know, help you hide a little something from the government, you know, that type of thing. That's what he does. And the main guy, Roman is his name, ends up getting called, and this is all the in the first chapter you find out he gets a call, says you need to come home, dad's been in an accident, he's in a coma. And he's like, okay. So he puts people in charge because he has his own finance company and all this other stuff. And he deals with a lot of black people in the culture, for the culture, So like he has athletes, he has singers, he's got, politicians, all of those things. So he knows how to help people out. So come to find out, his brother did a little something in order to cause harm to his family. So they were the people that he did wrong, also known as a gang, and the main people in a gang. He got mixed up. He got caught up and wasn't able to hold up his end of the bargain. So basically, they were lashing out and being like, look, they slashed tires, they did all this other stuff, you need to give us our money. And the reason why it's called King of Ashes is their father, it's siblings, 3 siblings, 2 boys and a girl. Roman, his brother Dante, and his sister Nevaeh. And so Roman moved out of town. He's the oldest. Sister Nevaeh is the middle child. She stayed, and the father and their parents built a crematorium from the ground up. So he's like one of the main ones in the small town for doing cremations and things like that. And so that's why it's King of Ashes. And so the father ends up in the hospital because of all the things that were going down. They were like, look, just tell your daddy to give us our money back. Done. And they were like, we ain't rich. Just because we have a nice house doesn't mean we rich, just, it is what it is. So they ended up doing something to dad's vehicle, and he ends up in a car accident and in a coma. And Roman comes home and he got to take care of business, okay? It's messy, it's graphic. So if you don't like the violence, it can get some like that bone cracking good time, kind of like it can get quite graphic like Ombak. I'm trying to think, when you hear bone cracking in some horror movies and thrillers and stuff like that. Like you feel what you read, okay? Good time. S.A. Cosby. Then as you have seen in the previous clip, I went to the library. The actual place itself, because I had to show my ID because my library card expired. It expires every 2 years, apparently, in Georgia or in the area that I'm at. Who knows? Anyhow, I had to show my ID, so I had to go inside. And what your girl do? I went and looked around, as you have seen. So I ended up picking up Plus Size Player, and that was only a 7-day checkout. And so I read with my eyeballs up to like a little over 100 pages, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I liked it. I like Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen, and this is the second book, Plus Size Player. The third book just came out, Big Girl Blitz, all by Danielle Allen. Can I say it? No, I can't. Anyways, that's a 4-star. Curvy Girl Summer was a 4-star. It's always a good time. You keep in that book, and it's just like with your girlfriends, they telling you what happened, with the relationship like that, because big girls need love too, okay? End of story, period. Alright, so now we're gonna move on. Those are all the ones that I completed so far. 6 books in the month of July. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm usually further down than that, especially during the summer when I don't do anything. Last month I did summer camp, and for Sped Kids, and I worked 4 days a week. Mind you, it was only 4 hours a day, but still I worked 4 days a week. I went to work I did all of these things, and I ended up with 24 books last month. Once in a while, I've only done 6 books so far, and it's pretty much the middle of the month. Anyways, whatever. So, I'm still doing, now this is what we're in the middle of, I'm still doing The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm still like 360 pages in the book. And it's slow going. I haven't picked it up in days, y'all. Days. So, the plan is to get up super uber early, if I can stomach it, and start reading. Because apparently, if I don't start the day reading, I'm not going to be ending the day reading. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on up in here, or I don't know. But either way, I'm going to get up early in the morning, and I'm going to, the next clip y'all will see outside when I'm done talking about the stuff I'm in the middle of. Okay, cool. So, in the middle of Count of Monte Cristo, haven't touched it in days. I paused this one. I'm still at that 130 page mark in A River of Golden Bones. So this one started out slow. It's a fantasy about werewolves and the pack and everything else. So this had witches in it. A witch was raising twins, a set of twins, and she ends up having to go away on the wedding day of when she turned 20 or 21, when one of the twins turned 20 or 21. And so it was very slow moving. She just started to travel by the time I got to page 130-ish, and it was okay enough while I was reading it, but it wasn't like, oh, I gotta pick this book up. So I'm debating if I want to use some of my Spotify hours to help me get through another chunk of it, and then, you know, finish it myself with my eyeballs. Not sure still. And on my little tangent at the library, I picked up Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray. Now, I'm still not so sure if I want to read this, only because this is about the woman who was an editor for The Crisis, which was like a magazine for the NAACP back in the day, back in 1919. And she ended up having an affair with Mr. W.E.B. Du Bois, however you want to pronounce it. In this book, I'm like, I read 2 chapters, completed 2 chapters. And in that book, and in those 2 chapters, they said his full name with Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois at minimum 30 times. I'm like, what? Why is that so annoying to me? I have no idea what's going on with me and my brain. Maybe it's something that I need to listen to versus read with my eyeballs, because I don't know if I can take like almost 400 pages. This is almost 400 pages of this book, and it's giving very much slice of life, historical fiction, slice of life, kind of like Color Me Dark did. This is what I read last month. This was like diary entries every day, blah blah blah. And so this one, it's kind of giving that feel, but it's not like the childish Dear Diary. This is just telling you what had happened on those days. Each chapter starts with a new date. I don't know, this might be a running theme because Hopeless does that as well. And it's written in first person. It's most likely a me thing. So therefore, that's what I'm in the middle of with that one. And then, y'all, can you tell me why I'm still in the middle of Turning Angel by Greg Iles? Like, I don't understand. It has to be a me thing because I'm just now on page 193, chapter 18, and I like to try and get through things. Like sometimes I have a second bookmark to help me decide how many pages I'm going to read, what chapter I'm going to get up to next, and things like that. So this one follows the lawyer. This is a thriller about how a 17-year-old girl ends up getting got, and one of the guys that she was doing the do with, that she knew in the biblical sense, was darn near twice her age. And he's a doctor, small town type of thriller. Kind of like King of Ashes, but the Caucasian side. Anyhow, there's that. And then I'm also still in the middle of Hopeless. And like I said, this one gives like the date and the times and things like that, kind of like Color Me Dark and kind of like Harlem Rhapsody. And so this one I'm listening to only because I got it for the 2-for-1 along with Open Water. And so I used the credit on both of those books, and I'll be darned if I would waste the credit. So I'm going to listen to this. I've been listening to it little by little, and I'm going to want to see, like, I want to finish out this week and see how many more books I can complete this month. This is a mid-month check-in type of deal. So those are the books that I read, and these are the books that I still currently have on my TBR. Alright, so up there we have $11/22/63, which is available soon on my Libby Hold. Eternal Ones I have still on my Audible. The Other Misses, I still got like 4 or 5 weeks. It keeps going between 3 and 5 weeks on my hold. This one has 2 weeks. This one has 2 weeks left on my hold. I'm Medusa and Buffalo Hunter Hunt. I still have to read Boomtown with my eyeballs, the mixtape, Girls of Paper and Fire, Boomtown, mixtape, Paper and Fire, Bloom, and Crumbs. These two are graphic novels, so I'm not too like insistent on reading those right this instant, but you know, who knows, I might go on another tangent and read it. So anyhow, my Spotify hours have re-upped, so therefore I have to figure out what I want to listen to help me get through. Unfortunately, they don't have Turning Angels, so this one I have to read completely with my eyeballs. And Harlem Rhapsody, I'm still not sure if I want to read or listen to it on Spotify, because they do have it on Spotify, but I'm like, I don't know, these are precious hours. I only get 15 hours of a listening time. This is over 15 hours by itself. And then this one, I already know I'm gonna need some help with to complete, because my aunt is insistent that she really loves this book and she really wants me to read this book. So therefore, I'm gonna listen to this one, help me get to maybe up to the last 100 pages, because usually the last 100 pages is like a whirlwind. So I want to get through quick enough with this one up to the last 100 pages and then finish it off with my eyeballs. That sounds like a plan. But this one, the more I think about it, I might just DNF. You know what I mean? Like, this one, even on my TBR, first of all. Second of all, it reads 2 Slice of Life. I'm not in the mood for it right now. So this is more likely a softie enough until I feel like I need to read this. Look at that. Executive decisions already. Love it. And I dropped it all the way on the floor. Anyhow, so next clip you see me, hopefully it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'll go ahead and just read from there. What up, y'all? Update. Did I do what I said I was gonna do? Wake up at 5 a.m., on the morning of the 15th and give, you know, whatever I do reading finished. No, I did no such thing. So, it is now the 19th, and I am just coming by to let y'all know I didn't do it. Failed the challenge, epic fail, because you know the Perry be getting you. You know what I'm saying? I woke up sweaty at 4 o'clock in the morning, or multiple times that night. Couldn't go back to sleep, and then therefore wake up and be able to read of sound mind. So I only completed 6 books, the 6 books I told you about, and then possibly, oh, hold on, pause. I completed the 7th, this one, Bloom, by Kevin Panetta and Savannah Ganicho. Either way, this was super cute. Male comic or graphic novel. Very cutesy, romancy type thing. Very good palette cleanser. Finished it in the day. So, other than that, thank you for watching Slow Readers Anonymous. We'll buy more books than we can read lifetime. And I hope you enjoyed going on this tangent with me. And I'll come at the end of the month with the August TBR and let you know the last few books that I did finish in the month of July. Thanks for watching. Peace.